The year was 1954. With their sturdy, broken-down microphones, they were headed for greatness in the American West. Jack and Ron in the morning. If you don't laugh like this, you're probably normal.
The following entertainment special contains mature subject matter. Parents may consider some of the program content unsuitable for children. Parental discretion is advised. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the bad boys of radio. Here's Jack and Ron.
Hey, made it. Another Monday. And here we are. And believe it or not, a little snow coming down in Edmond today on our way in. Edmond, Oklahoma, pretty cold day here in Oklahoma City and the surrounding area. It's Jack Dam Elliott, Ron Dam Williams, America's two favorite jackasses, the trash of the broadcast industry, the garbage of the broadcast community.
Oh, yeah. And we want to thank the Academy for voting us the best podcast in America. Thank you very much.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I assume the actual Oscar, the physical Oscar, will be in the mail. Because we were unable to be in Hollywood last night. We were preparing for this bombastic broadcast we do each and every week. So here we are at Othello's Italian Restaurant, no less. Every week we do the podcast live on video from, and by the way, this is the #1 video podcast in America. We do this every week from Othello's Italian Restaurant in Edmond at 1 South Broadway. That's right at Main and Broadway, downtown Edmond. Beautiful little downtown Edmond. Come on up here and have some food. That's great. They open at 4 o'clock. 7 days a week. I was here Saturday night for dinner. Oh my God, it was so good. I had the meat ravioli. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Oh, it was damn good. Yeah. I think, what did my wife have? She had like a bow tie pasta. I think it's called farfalla or something like that. A bow tie pasta with some garlic butter. And of course we had the bread and we had, adult beverages, and just a damn good time. You ought to come up to Othello's sometime. Check it out. Also, Othello's in Norman. They're on Campus Corner. Same great menu, same great service. We also have to thank the folks at Flasholr. You know how Uber transports merchandise, or people, Flasholr transports merchandise. Couches, washer, dryer, whatever you might have. Maybe you just want to move a pair of shoes from your house to your sister's house or to your ex's house who has a VPO out against you, and you're not allowed to be within 100 feet of her.
Yeah, well, I'll put it this way. Think about all of your friends that turn you down, your relatives that turn you down to help you move and things of that nature, your neighbor. I got something to do. I won't be here. You know, you won't get that kind of crap from Flasholr. No, they are there when you need them.
Yeah, you know, that friend, that brother, that relative, that brother-in-law. You ask him, hey, I got to move some stuff. Can you help?
Yep.
Oh, no, my hemorrhoids are flaring up. I can't do that. All right, well, whatever. There's Flasholr. We'll tell you more about them. If you want to know more, you can check out their website, Flasholr, FLASHOLR.com, Flasholr.com. Wow, we got a bunch of stuff to get to, and I think what we'll do is start off like we usually do with TooTough trivia.
Give you plenty of time to go ahead and find this out, and you can, of course, go ahead and send your comments with your answer, hopefully the right one. Here you go. Who did the actor who won the very first male Best Actor award? He came in second place, by the way. Who did he lose to, and why did they give him the Oscar anyway, even though he didn't win?
I figured #1 had to have died.
No.
I'm not correct? All right.
Number one was more popular than this guy, which is why he was #1. But yet and still, they gave the very first male Best Acting Oscar to the second place person.
Okay, I don't get that at all.
Well, hey, you were watching last night, weren't you?
I did watch it. I watched the Oscars last night. I did. You know, a lot of people don't. I usually don't. I usually don't watch the Oscars for a very long time. Or I'll tune in, hit or miss, tune in for a minute or two, and then I'll go, okay.
You got more stuff you got more stuff to do, man.
And last night's, actually, is this me? I'm trying.
No, that was me. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Is this me? No. Which one is me? This one? The one closest?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't I turn that one up to begin? Okay.
Blew everybody's ear out. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Are you guys, your hearing's okay? Which one are you? That one or the next?
That one, right?
Is that good? All right. Sorry, guys. You'd think we'd get through this during dress rehearsal, but by God, no, of course not. We start jacking with the equipment and the gear while we're on the podcast. Anyway, the show last night actually moved pretty well. The Oscars, the Academy Awards.
Yep.
I thought it was good.
You know what? That's the first time that I've watched and then that I can remember in a long time that I've watched the Oscars from the beginning to the end. I think it ended around 10:40,
something like that.
Yeah, like that. And I watched the whole thing, and I could not believe it. But they had good stuff. There was some very good stuff on there. The winners that you expected to win won. The one that I really liked was Brendan Fraser winning for The Whale.
Have you seen that movie, The Whale?
Have not.
I wasn't even familiar with it, but boy, it looks like an interesting flick.
Not going to watch it.
No?
Not going to watch it. He plays a 600-pound gay guy.
That's why I want to watch it.
And, okay. And at that particular
I think it's a pretty interesting concept.
I think, it's enough for him to win.
Yeah, he did.
But everybody had in Hollywood had turned thumbs down on him. They weren't giving him any roles or anything like that, and no one wanted the role of because of all the stuff they would have to do to gain weight or at least appear to, even though he did have a fat suit on in addition to everything else. But he took on the role, won an Oscar for it, and boy, I'll have to try to catch that particular movie.
I do want to see it, no doubt about it. I also want to say hi to Christy Stewart up there in Toronto, Canada, watching today on the Facebook page, the Jack and Ron Facebook page. Hey, guys, those of you who are watching, share it with all your friends, relatives, and whoever else you have on your list. We also have to say hi to Chandra Taylor. She says, hey, Jack and Ron. She's checking us out, as well as John Walker. And there was one other name here. Oh,
Chandra Tucker?
Danny Hobson. And I mentioned Chandra. So
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Here's the thing that I don't understand still, and nobody's been able to figure this out or at least explain it to me. And sometimes my retention capability isn't that much more than fresh fruit. But the fact of the matter is, I don't understand why I will have people, after we've done the podcast, later say to me, hey, I was on while you guys were doing it live, but you didn't mention me.
Well, let's ask our producer.
Say your name didn't show up. And then I come to find out there's several hundred or close to 1,000 people who are watching, but only 10 or 20 names pop up.
Let's ask our producer, because
Richard
he has the answer to all of our problems, because God knows we don't.
So why is that, Richard? Why does that happen? Do you know?
What was the question?
Oh, thanks for paying attention. Oh, my God. Okay.
I heard him just there.
Okay. Where's your microphone? You got it there? My wife is watching, too. The lovely Cindy, my loving wife.
See, now,
today.
No, you see where yours is?
Yeah.
On your phone? Look, this is where I don't get what you get.
I know. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
So the big question, Richard, is why do names show up on our phone showing and indicating people are watching on Facebook. And then later we find out that hundreds of others may have been watching, but none of their names show up.
Well,
you guys are watching.
Your mic's not working.
You can't hear me?
No.
No. Well, it'll be a mystery.
Okay. Okay. So yell it to us.
Because if you're watching from Ron Williams, most of the time Ron Williams' friends is what he's going to be able to see.
I got
If
you.
you're watching from Jack Elliott friends is what he's going to be able to see.
I think right now I'm watching on Jack and Ron.
If you're watching Jack and Ron, you should see everything.
Well, see, that's what I'm on too. I'm on Jack and Ron as well.
Oh,
you
my.
should see everything.
Well, we're
okay.
not. Anyway.
So,
well, I think it's probably a
But you can see all
Facebook
the
issue.
comments.
Who knows?
still a mystery,
Tell everybody
doggone
to
it.
comment. That way they will for sure be.
Tell them to comment. Okay. Make a comment, if you will. Just say, hey, guys, how's it going? All right. Very well. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention, speaking of comments, you can now comment on the Jack and Ron hotline. The Get It Off Your Mind line, the confession line, whatever you want to call it. Area code 405-509-5030. That's 405-509-5030.
You got a question, we'll be able to answer that question, or at least tell you we won't be able to answer that question, whatever the case may be. But the main thing is for you to go ahead and check us out. It's just that simple. You want to you want to, in no uncertain terms, express how you feel about a subject or about us. Do it.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
Again, that number is 405-509-5030. Feel free to call it. Leave any message you want. You can tell, and by the way, there's no caller ID. We won't know who it is. It's strictly anonymous. You can tell us what kind of garbage you think we are, how awful we are. You can say whatever it is you wish. No problem. What else was I going to mention?
How about how great we are? You went the other way. What about how great we are, how you enjoy
that
the
would be nice.
podcast? Yeah.
Let's see. Tom Santillo is watching today, too.
Jeez Louise.
Hey, Tom, thanks for checking us out.
No offense, Christy, but I'm stuck with you. That's all I have. That's all I have here.
I also want to mention the fact that you can check out our website. Would you go to the website, check it out, jackandron.com, JACKANDRON.com, jackandron.com.
I'm glad you did that.
You can do the HTTP / semicolon, or however that all works, and then www.jackandron.com. Have you gone to the Good God, people. Go to jackandron.com, all right? Very well. Had some other things I wanted to touch on real quick. Quickly, President Biden. Oh, how about this? If you're really rich, you'll be interested to hear this. President Biden is proposing a series of tax increases on the richest 1% of Americans. The richest 1% of Americans could be paying more tax. Man, it sucks to be them, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, I was about to say, is there a problem? Here we go. Is there a problem with that?
I got another law that was passed that people might be interested in. Mississippi, Mississippi, Mississippi passed a law restricting electric car dealerships. They're restricting electric car dealerships in Mississippi. And after all, you can't have electric cars when you don't have electricity. Isn't that kind of where Mississippi lies?
Well, as soon as they bail out from underwater,
they still underwater
they'll be able
over
to
there?
do that. Well, water starts to recede, then you get more water.
Yeah.
Just like us right now. We had a little bit of sunshine, and now about an hour, 30 minutes ago, we were experiencing snow. So what can I tell you, man?
All right. Could I tell you about a guy who rented a billboard because he couldn't get any action? He wasn't getting any. He was looking for a girl, looking for a companion, looking for a woman. This guy, he might
Doesn't he know where Robinson is?
I don't believe he was from around these parts.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, man, we can give you some cross streets.
Yeah. Well, this guy might be wishing he'd stuck with Tinder or some such thing. He's 43 years old. His name is Robert Siegfried. He lives in Janesville, Wisconsin. I've been to Janesville. I'll tell you my little Janesville story in just a moment. But he was in Janesville, Wisconsin, which is 70 miles outside of Milwaukee. And he put up a billboard that said, Dale Robert, Wisconsin's #1 eligible bachelor, looking. And a picture of him in a cowboy hat and some sunglasses. Anyway, he said he's looking for a local, honest woman. And then there's a phone number you can call or text to leave him a message. And he was planning to rent more billboards. No word on how many dates it did get him, but he ran into a few hurdles. First, a reporter interviewed him, and he asked her, the reporter, to go out with him during the segment. And it sort of seemed like a joke, but she was politely declining his offer. And in the part that might be a little more of a deal breaker, the TV station covering the story felt they needed to list one more detail at the end of the story. They noted that someone filed a restraining order against him last year. Well, he sounds like a good catch. We don't have all the details, but we know it's a 4-year restraining order, and that's apparently still in effect. And he's also faced a disorderly conduct charge in the last 12 months. So I don't know how many women are going to jump on board and be contacting him. Oh, by the way, and if you do want to call him, I got his phone number, area 608-631-0575. That's 608-631-0575.
All right. Well, it sounds like the farmer needs a wife, that new show that they have on. And I didn't like the comments they kept running in the promo about Oklahoma. They said, well, how do you like Oklahoma? Well, it looks abandoned. that was what the chick said. And I said, wow, I wonder who decided to put that on there for a promo. I'm sure that makes everybody in Oklahoma feel nice. Also, we're talking about love. That's what I'd like to talk about, people being together and things like that. The names people call themselves as far as being together vary from state to state, my friend. You got baby. You can skip baby, skip honey. Everybody does that.
I think Richard calls his wife Poopsie. Hey, Poopsie. How are you, Poopsie? if I'm not mistaken.
I hope it's Pookie.
No, it's Poopsie.
Poopsie means something else.
Poopsie. Hey, Poopsie.
Well, anyway, the number one name of adoration, 9 states have this as number one, is Cutie.
Cutie. Hey, Cutie.
Now, tops in Oklahoma, Boo.
Boo.
You're my boo.
How lame is that?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I don't like that one.
If somebody's digging you and they like you, I'll take it.
I thought that was too novel. It's almost like, okay, it came and it's gone. It was like Last Christmas.
No.
Hey, boo.
Well, Baby and Honey's still around.
Yeah.
And Sugar Daddy. Now, Sugar Daddy is number one in only 2 states.
Sugar Daddy.
Uh-huh.
Number one in which states?
One is Montana,
All right.
and the other is New York.
Wow.
And I said, well, it's 2 diverse states, economies, people, a whole different thing, but they both feel Sugar Daddy best describes the relationship they're in.
Hey, Sugar Daddy.
Hey, come over here. You haven't made your payment today.
My wife's nickname for me is Loser. Hey, Loser. What are you doing? Hey, Loser. What's going
I
on?
don't see that.
You don't? Oh, yeah. That's what
Her saying it. I
yeah.
don't.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
She's too nice and she's too sweet.
I think she means it with love and adoration.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
You ask
All
her.
right. Oh, we got to get to that part of the program called Asinine Trivia.
Hey.
Here we go. Asinine Trivia. Trivia so easy. It is asinine. Question 1. Well, here you go, Richard. If I said I was going to Popeyes, to have something to eat, what would I most likely be eating? And the answer is not spinach.
Oh.
Chicken.
Chicken is right. You got it. Chicken.
And their fries are pretty good.
The fries are good too? All right.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something about Popeyes when we're off the air.
All right. Number 2, asinine trivia question 2 to Richard. Where would I most likely find a putting green?
Golf course.
Golf course is right. Ring that bell.
I'm on a roll.
He's doing well, doing very well. Okay, final question. Name the 2 guys who have won more broadcast awards than any other Oklahoma broadcasters and who also wear thigh-high fishnet stockings during their morning jog around the police station
Don't tell everybody.
while munching on a Hot Pocket dipped in ranch dressing and who also perform the number 1 video podcast in America.
Jack and Ron.
Hey.
Ron is right. You got it. Congratulations to Richard. He got all 3 questions correct. All right, I guess we got to move on to some audio. We try to present some pretty cool audio for you each and every week. There's a guy named Michael Hugo. The bad part for Michael is, unfortunately, and this is kind of a good news, bad news kind of story.
Oh, yeah?
Bad news, of course, is he has stage 4 cancer. The prognosis is not very good, and he is the father of 2 young girls, 2 young daughters, ages 6 and 7. And in a Facebook post last month, he asked country singer Tim McGraw to record a video of him and his daughters him and Tim McGraw, I should say, singing a duet of My Little Girl.
I remember that.
So each daughter could someday play it at their wedding.
Yep.
And Tim McGraw agreed to it. Well, here's Michael talking about his wish, followed by Tim McGraw at his side, promising to make it happen. Listen up.
You sure Tim McGraw said okay?
One of my dreams is to be with my little girls for their wedding and be there dancing with them. Statistically, it's going to be tough. One of my dreams or goals that could be is to do a duet like My Little Girl with Tim McGraw. Do a little video, just an iPhone video that we could play during their wedding. So if I'm there, it would be awesome. And if I'm not there, then at least I can be part of that wonderful day.
Hi guys, I'm here with the Hugo family. I'm glad we're all here together and we're going to make this happen. We're going to work this out.
All that audio get through?
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay. 'Cause I couldn't tell because I wasn't hearing it there for a moment or two. But hey, how about that? The guy requested. Tim McGraw said he'll do it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good because I'm sure Tim McGraw has a pretty busy schedule, and to take time out to go do that in a studio and so forth, very, very.
I
cool.
notice a lot of the country artists are very open, very kind, very giving as far as to people that contact them, or maybe they're fans or what have you.
Yeah.
I say that. I'm not saying that any other musical genre doesn't have someone who likes to go out and do the same thing, but country always seems to come to the top on that. That's a very good deal.
And I'll have to admit, I think having done country, and you did country briefly, but I did country for about 6 years, the artists tend to be so much more accessible than the rock and pop artists. You know, you try to get to a Taylor Swift, or try to get to talk to a, Mick Jagger. Well, Mick Jagger, that's another deal altogether. Mick Jagger.
If you could reach him, if you could reach him and talk to him, you would be able to show him how beneficial it would be for him to go ahead and come to Oklahoma City.
Sure.
To go ahead and maybe do a show with us, or maybe appear at some charitable event.
I'm sure he'd jump all over it.
Yeah, he could do that, man. Well, go ahead.
Well, I will admit the country artists seem to be a lot more accessible than most of the rock and pop and rap and what have you. Anyway, the fact is, we've got a bunch of people checking in here. Mark Wedge is watching today. Lindsay Weeks and Rich Hogan. Hey, guys. Thanks for checking. Is it Hagen or Hogan? Hogan looks like it.
Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan?
I'm not sure. He didn't say, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to
push it.
Yeah, not going to push it. We got to take a quick break. We're going to take a break here to tell you a little bit about Flasholr and how they transport merchandise, much like Uber transports people. We've got a whole bunch of information to give you about them and some other clients as well, including the wonderful folks here at Othello's Italian Restaurant. We'll be right back.
Hey, Jack, BK, I need some wings. Are you guys up there?
Affirmative. Your backup is cloud-based. It's all on the cloud nowadays.
That's funny. But do you guys have the wings?
Winger, Jack. Winger. Hey, they had a couple of big hits back in the 80s, remember? Winger, big hair.
Great wings don't just fall from the sky. They come from Louie's, where we're preparing food fresh daily. Come try one of our great new sandwiches. Or wings with any of 7 delicious sauces. Louie's, we're in your neighborhood.
We've got this down to a science. Over. Yeah, we're just not up here winging it.
Hey, Al, I thought we were meeting at Othello's.
Hey, Jack, I am at Othello's.
Well, I'm looking around and I don't see you. Well, wait, are you at Othello's in Edmond?
No, I'm at Othello's in Campus Corner in Norman.
Oh, great. Well, fortunately, both Othello's have great Italian food.
They sure do, and I'm having the baked ziti.
Ooh, I'm having chicken marsala.
Let's continue with the meeting.
Yeah, sure thing, over the phone, but I need one thing.
What's that?
Your credit card number, because you're buying Othello's Italian Restaurant on Campus Corner in Norman and in downtown Edmond.
You bought it online, and now you need to haul that big couch. Flasholr it. Bought a washer or dryer and need to transport it from the seller's location to yours? Flasholr it. Have office furniture to move across town? Flasholr it. Car breakdown and you need a tow? Flasholr it. Anytime you need furniture or appliances moved or need a tow, Flasholr it. Haul it, tow it, deliver it with Flasholr. Download the Flasholr app free. Do it now. Flasholr. And another quick little update on Flasholr. They have a program called HOD, Hauling on Demand. That's where they'll go ahead and haul whatever it is you've got from point A to point B. And incidentally, I got to point out too, they've got trucks and drivers all over the city. So much like Uber has drivers all over the city to take people from point A to point B. That's what Flasholr does. It's a very cool concept. You don't have to wait a week for your merchandise to be moved from point A to point B. You go ahead and contact Flasholr. Go to the website, flasholr.com, and they've got several programs. HOD, Hauling on Demand. MOD, Moving on Demand. Well, they'll actually come, pack all your crap up, box it up, put it on their vehicle, and take it to the land. Maybe you're moving from Norman to Midwest City. Maybe you're moving from Yukon to Edmond. They'll do all that. It's so simple. And they have another new feature, Ron, nice and free.
All right, nice and free. I know what nice is. I'm always suspicious of free. Why don't you break that down for us?
Quite a few people move from a larger dwelling, a home. A lot of times elderly people move from a big home. They're trying to downsize. The kids are all gone. And now it's just mom and dad. And so they're moving into a smaller place. They don't want to go through the hassles and troubles of having a garage sale or having an estate sale. So what they do is they just give the stuff to Flasholr. What does Flasholr do? Put it up on their website and make it free to you. All you need to do is have Flasholr haul it to wherever it is you want it. And the product, the merchandise is free.
Basically, you don't know what you'll find. You can find anything there. You know, people downsizing, divorce, all kinds of stuff you'll find. you're looking for your stuff, you might find it right there.
People on run from the law. You never know. They're trying to get out of one dwelling to another, just so that they
don't want to leave any evidence or anything like
exactly,
that.
You know. So what they do is they call Flasholr, and you can do the same. Go to flasholr.com, FLASHOLR, FLASHOLR.com. Go to flasholr.com and let them know you heard about it from Jack and Ron right here on the Jack and Ron podcast.
And a little bit later on, they do stuff in and out of the house. Now, what about some of the stuff they do strictly in the house? We'll tell you about that in just a bit.
All right. By the way, got to say hi to William Court and Patty Stowers, both checking us out today. Appreciate you guys.
I'll take your word for it, man. My phone's not doing
not
crap.
giving you that
It's
stuff.
not telling me. You know, it won't even tell me who I am.
Some weeks mine does it. Some weeks yours does. Some weeks neither one of our phones let us know. And Sarah Atwood Oliver is watching as well. So, hey, thank you guys for checking out the show today. We got to get to your email because we get a ton of email. Let's find out what kind of trouble people have these days.
Well, it's not so much as people as this one guy. It starts out, dear Jack and Ron. What's up with women these days? I hope you can help. My wife now wants to set up times for us to have sex. Well, dude,
I'm all for that.
At least she wants it. Yeah, I mean, we could tell you stories, but we won't. But at least she wants it. Yeah. Well, she feels I can be ready anytime, but she needs time to quote unquote get in the mood. Now, what if I'm in the mood and she isn't?
Well,
yeah, we'll see. Now, she's generously allowed me 3 shots at it a week. I say when the time is right, you just go for it. I sort of agree with you. When the time is right,
I kind of agree with him to some degree. But if the time is right for you, what if the time is not right for her?
Get her in the mood.
That's why I think, what her idea is, okay, at 4:00 on Monday afternoon, man, I'll be ready. I mean, if that's the time they give you, I'll be ready. Richard, do you agree? Richard agrees. Okay.
I disagree.
No, you disagree.
I disagree. 4:00, honey, it's 4. I know, baby. I'm doing some work. I'll be right there. And then the next thing you know, well, look, I've got some people. Yeah,
missed the chance.
Yeah, that's it. So
you got to go ahead and schedule your work and everything else in your life around sex.
Oh,
it's
no.
probably the most important thing to do.
See, I like being spontaneous.
Richard agrees.
Being spontaneous. You come in, all of a sudden, she's looking good. You've got the time. Why not?
Well, yeah, I like that
now,
too.
If you're looking at that and all of a sudden you're saying, I could reach out. I could touch her here. I could touch her there. They'll get in the mood. But it's not Wednesday. It's not Wednesday at 8.
I do understand that.
So I say be spontaneous. Go ahead if she wants to have a schedule set up. Yeah, try to abide by that schedule. But there's nothing wrong with you putting in a little overtime.
By the way, we got to say hi to Kimberly Laney. Kimberly Laney is checking us out on Facebook as well. Thanks to all you guys checking us out. Do us a favor. Go ahead and share this podcast with all your friends and relatives and whoever else you have as a connection on Facebook. Share it with all of them, okay? Go ahead and do that. And by the way, again, like to invite you to call us on our Jack and Ron Get It Off Your Mind line, the Jack and Ron confession line, whatever you want to call it. It's just a connection line.
Give us a call, would you?
Area code 405. And I know a lot of people don't like talking on the phone. Here's the good part. You remain anonymous. It's just a recording. You leave your message for us at area 405-509-5030. That's 405-509-5030. And also check out our website, jackandron.com, JACKANDRON.com. Let's get to Roy. Roy, the movie guy, joining us. Let's see what's on his mind today. Hello, Roy.
Thank you, guys. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend, and I hope everybody had a chance to watch the Oscars last night. I stayed up late to watch it all, so congratulations to Everything, Everywhere, All at Once for winning Best Picture, and of course, Ke-Huy Quan for winning Best Supporting Actor, Michelle Yeoh for Best Supporting Actress, Michelle Yeoh won for Best Actress, and Jamie Lee Curtis won for Best Supporting Actress. And of course, Brendan Fraser won Best Actor for The Whale. So I highly recommend The Whale, and I highly recommend Everything Everywhere All at Once. I actually own that movie on 4K. It is that good, so definitely check it out. Now let's talk about what's opening up this weekend at the box office. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, starring Zachary Levi, Jack Dylan Grazer, Lucy Liu, Helen Mirren, and Dejman Hanzu. Billy Batson and his foster siblings, who transform into superheroes by saying Shazam, are forced back into action and to fight the Daughters of Atlas. They must stop them from using a weapon that could destroy the world. Rated PG-13 with a runtime of 2 hours and 10 minutes long. And that's a look at what's opening up this weekend at the box office. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Will. I'll tell you what,
You call him Will?
No, Roy.
Oh.
Will. No, call him Roy.
I think that's cool. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu. That's a great little cast. Huh?
I love Helen Mirren, man. She's older. She knows stuff. Now, here's the deal with Shazam. There's been some controversy because they were getting ready to do a big promo, but somebody somewhere screwed up and gave the spoiler away in one of the promos for Shazam.
Wow.
Now, what was that spoiler? The fact that Wonder Woman will be in it. And in one of the spoilers, they showed Wonder Woman, and they weren't supposed to do that. So
that was supposed to be a surprise when you're watching the film.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. And they say, so they're upset about that. And Michelle Yeoh, let me tell you, like I said, but with Jet Li and Jackie Chan, so many other folks that she's worked with in those martial arts, kickboxing movies, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or vice versa. I love this woman. I did not know she was as tiny as she is. Yeah, I mean, she's a tiny thing, but the mere fact that she can kick my butt, your butt, and Richard's butt all at the same time, that's impressive.
And he said it with that strong Southern drawl. Shazam!
Oh, I thought it was my place or yours.
Do you remember that deal with?
Yeah, I remember.
That was a popular TV show back in the '60s or whatever it was.
I'm telling you, I understand what you're saying, but that show, there was something about it. It was funny, but it was like, I don't want any. I'm tired of good old country. Drive through this town and you guys saying and doing stupid stuff. I was sort of happy when they made some little changes in it, but good God.
I thought they could have used just that phrase from, what was Gomer Pyle's real name? I mean, the actor.
Jim Nabors.
Jim Nabors, yeah, because he also sang opera.
He had a great voice.
They did. Shazam. Well, they should have used that as and now, coming to a theater near you, Shazam.
Yeah, and here's the bad part or good part about it.
So it was a bad idea.
Yeah,
okay.
They're saying Shazam, they're calling this guy Shazam, when actually his name is supposed to be Captain Marvel. But, what is it? Marvel beat them out with a Captain Marvel, so they had to go ahead and call, well, you can be Shazam. Isn't that what I say to change? Yeah, but that's going to be your name anyway, Shazam. So it's interesting. You'll get all of the backstreet Hollywood stuff right here, right now. And, of course, with the Hollywood update coming up a little bit later on in this program.
And I got some great audio for you right now. Last week, Robert Blake died. Robert Blake, in 2003, while he was in jail, awaiting trial for the murder of his wife, Bonnie Bakley, he was interviewed by Barbara Walters. And, this guy had a pretty stellar career. Remember Beretta? I love that TV show, Beretta, with Robert Blake.
Yeah, and In Cold Blood, the Truman Capote movie.
Yeah, the Truman Capote.
Which was...
Yeah, he himself, Robert Blake, thought that, after the initial shock and all the publicity about surrounding his alleged, killing of his wife, then all of a sudden all that died down while he was sitting in jail waiting for trial. Everybody forgot about him.
Yeah, now I had a story in your Hollywood update that I would have done then, but it sort of fits right now.
Let's get to it, shall we?
Because some of the snubs, that they when they celebrate all the dead folks, people who passed. Robert Blake, even though Jimmy Kimmel made reference to it, his name was not mentioned. Also, Gilbert Gottfried. His name was not mentioned.
We're talking about at the Oscars last night, in memoriam. They showcased people like Olivia Newton-John and a number of other people. But Robert Blake, I would have thought he would be mentioned.
Nope.
Same with Gilbert Gottfried.
And Paul Sorvino.
Why wouldn't he be mentioned? What a tremendous
don't-
actor.
Don't know, but they did not include these actors, and I'm probably one or two more that we don't know about. But at any rate, they ran enough folks that I didn't understand. Who out in Hollywood they knew who they were, but I didn't know who the hell.
Many of them were technical people, which
Yeah.
I get. The every part of making a movie is equal to the overall sum of the thing. I mean, whether it's the lighting guy, the audio guy, whoever.
But that's what made the show much more palatable last night. They didn't go way deep into all of that stuff. They got them and they kept moving. They kept moving. I like that.
I did notice at the bottom, after the memoriam thing was over, if you wanted to know more, see more people who had passed, they had a website you could go to from the Oscars. So maybe that's where they mentioned Robert Blake and some of the others.
If that's the case, if that's the case, you put all the stars up front.
Exactly. I'm with you.
It's hard. I don't
the
understand.
ones that the general public remember,
You pull some guy up there. Who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Well, he's a sound engineer and he does that. Okay, I don't know who the hell he is or anything else. So I agree. They kind of messed up on that particular part, but that's okay.
All right. Time to get to the Jack and Ron award-winning news of the I'll Be Damned.
Well, I'll be.
How about that? News of the I'll Be Damned. Two idiots near Atlanta recently stole a bunch of stuff from a Sam's Club. So much that they could barely fit it all in their car. They walked off with several gaming systems, other random stuff like electronic toothbrushes and various other little toys, trinkets, and whatnots.
No security?
Cops were able to catch up with them about 10 miles down the road when they had to stop to recharge their Tesla. Now, here they are driving a Tesla, and they steal all this crap from Sam's, and then they have to stop. Now, whether or not you know or don't know, it takes about 30 minutes to fully recharge a Tesla. So you have to plan ahead, which obviously they didn't do.
Why would you take a Tesla if you're going into Sam's, you're stealing all that stuff? You get a truck or you get a cargo van or you get, something. You don't get the Tesla,
which is so identifiable. How many Teslas are on the road?
Yeah. When you see all of the stuff stacked up in the window and in the trunk with all the stuff they took, I was thinking about that. You said two stupid individuals. Yes, they were.
They were. So here we go. The amount of the items that they stole. The stuff they stole was worth about $8,700. So now they're facing felony theft charges. They also had, several guns.
Oh.
And get this, a few big bags of weed. So they tacked on charges for possession of marijuana with intent to distribute and possession of a firearm while committing a crime. I have another little story for you.
That's crazy. If all that weed and guns, look, if you're committing one crime, don't put yourself in a position to be charged with additional stuff.
Yeah.
Just this one deal they caught you for. Okay, well, now we got the guns. Now we got the weed. And now you're looking ugly. So I don't know.
Hey, I see Cody Cosgrave is checking us out today. Thank you, Cody. And Richard's wife, Deandra, is checking us out. Hey, Deandra, how are you?
Yeah, well,
that is your wife, am I correct? Yeah, okay. I didn't know if it was your wife or sister. I couldn't remember your wife's name. Yeah. What's your sister's name?
Richana.
Richana?
Richana? Okay.
It's like Richard, but Richana.
Richana. Oh, that's
Get out of here. What's the age difference?
30.
30 years age difference? Oh, three. Okay.
Who's older?
Me.
Yeah.
You're the oldest.
So that's why you got the actual name.
No, we got an older sister.
Oh.
Her name is Rashonda. So
you got an older sister named Rashonda. Your name is Richard, and your younger sister's Richan. What is it?
Richana.
Now, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. What's wrong with that?
Oh, lazy. Lazy, egotistic, you name it. They all share the same initials.
His name.
Now, what was your dad's name?
Oh, he's a senior.
He's Richard Senior. You're Richard Junior.
Okay. Well,
so
we got this.
Richard's name was involved in every one of these siblings. That's pretty cool. All right.
Well, yeah.
One other story for you. 37-year-old woman in Utah. Her name is Crystal. She took a more aggressive approach. Approach to what? It had to do with her home. She was arrested over the weekend after setting a fire in her apartment building because, and maybe you can relate to this. It spread to burn down 6 other units. And the reason was She was trying to get rid of negative energy around the apartment. She told police she intentionally used a Bic lighter to ignite a tree of life, which was placed inside a cauldron near her bedroom closet. It was taking a while, so she also poured a bottle of alcohol on it to speed up the process. She said she was trying to burn away the negative energy, the sadness, the pain in her life. She was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail on arson charges. That one will get you a bunch of time behind bars. She's likely bringing a new level of negativity, energy, and sadness and pain back into her life.
Well, see, she should have run into those guys from Sam's who had all that weed.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be lighting any fires, or if she lit one fire, it would just be for a second.
No.
While you can, well, anyway, that's a whole different story. And with question 820 and all the rest of that, we can tackle that another time because I got some thoughts on that.
Okay. Okay, I had some other audio.
Let's go.
Want to get to the audio?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Wait, that's the wrong one. Okay, I know which one this is. Okay. Rodney Dangerfield, who's a comedian from many, many years ago. And I don't know if you liked him, but I liked him because some of it was kind of like a rim shot after everything he said, every line.
Well, yeah, he said stuff that he put it on my level. I understood it exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't have to ask somebody, what did he mean by that?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? No, he was very clear and very straightforward in his act.
He was very, very funny.
Yep.
Well. He was on The Tonight Show, God knows how many times, with Johnny Carson. At any rate, we have some audio. Rodney Dangerfield appearing on The Tonight Show. Just listen to this guy.
And you know me, I love crowds. I mean, when I was a kid, my house was always crowded, always people around. You know, I come from a big old-fashioned, hard-working, stupid family. That's what I come from. My old man, he was dumb too, my old man. He worked in a bank. They caught him stealing pens. You're kidding. My doctor told my wife and I we should enjoy sex every night. Now we'll never see each other. I mean, my wife, I go for her. The trouble is she don't go for me. When my wife makes love to me, there's always a reason for it. Yeah, one night she used me to time an egg. No, I tell you, nothing goes right, you know. Well, yesterday was a beauty. I asked a cab driver, where can I get some action? He took me to my house. There's a lot of things go on around my house. Well, the other night in front of my house, I saw a guy jogging naked. I said to him, how come? He said, because you came home early. I mean, I tell you, my house, I can never relax. I got a kid home, he's getting worse. I got a real mean kid, you know. Well, he scotch tapes worms to the sidewalk, then watches the birds get hernias. And my neighborhood, that's getting worse, too. I live in a tough neighborhood, you know. My neighborhood, you see guys bowling overhand. I tell you, my neighborhood don't get no respect either. No respect at all. You kidding? No respect from anybody. That's the way it works out. I bought some rat poison. The girl asked me, should I wrap it up? You're going to eat it here. And I was an ugly kid, too. I worked in a pet store. The people kept asking how big I'd get.
There you go, Rodney Dangerfield. He don't get no respect.
Oh, yeah. And he did a couple of movies as well, and he was pretty good in those.
Back to School?
Yeah,
Remember
Back to School.
That was a good one.
Yeah, and there was one other one where he was...
I think he was in the golf... what was that golf movie? Was it that the one with...
Caddyshack?
Was he in? Yeah, I think so. Caddyshack.
Yeah, I think it was Caddyshack. So
good stuff. Yeah, he was a funny guy. And it's interesting because not every line was super funny, but it was one after another. And when, you know, with that kind of repetitiveness... You know, he gets on a roll and everything's funny.
You understood it. Like I said, you understood it. You didn't have to wait, stop for a minute. What did he mean by that? What is it? None of that stuff. You understood exactly what he was saying, where he was coming from. I love that guy.
I know he had one where he said, at my place, my buddies and I would play a different version of Russian roulette. We pass around 6 girls. One of them has venereal disease. And I thought, what the hell? It's a hell of a good one, though. Leave it to Rodney, man. Leave it to Rodney.
It's funny. You settled on that one. You remembered that one.
That was the one that came to mind. Hey, we got to say hi to my friend Steve Oakes. Steve is the guy who owns Biotech, And as you've heard us talk about before, Biotech produces a product called Shine Time, which I use on all my vehicles, and Ron uses it as well. I believe Richard uses it, my daughter in Cincinnati. I mean, we got people everywhere using Shine Time.
Shining all over the place.
I'm telling you what, it's a great product. And, just a little plug for them. You can use it on everything on your car. You can use it on your glass, your paint. It's great on the paint. It shines it so well. It's just a spray it on, wipe it off. You can use it on your leather. You can use it on the vinyl interior, whatever. Inside and out, you can use it on every part of your automobile. Shine Time from Biotech. Check it out. They're right here in Oklahoma City. I believe now, if I can find my megaphone, it is time for the Sleazy, Trashy Showbiz Report.
And it's hard to imagine Hollywood being sleazy after all of the pomp and circumstance from last night. But let's go. Last year, believe it or not, vinyl outsold CDs.
I believe it.
The biggest vinyl seller was...
What, the name of the band or the artist? Or
the artist.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson? No. Not Elvis. Pink Floyd?
No. It's female.
Taylor Swift. Boom!
Midnight is the name of the album. All right. Disney says it's going to slow down making more Star Wars movies and try to introduce more original characters for Marvel. And they say that the new Ant-Man is underperforming. However, last week, week before last, I think they went off with $114 or $140 million.
Yeah.
And that's underperforming? I don't think so. Anyway, Donald Trump, if he doesn't show up for the hearing in the Stormy Daniels case, he will be the first president to face criminal charges. The very first.
Why do I feel like nothing will ever come of it? Why do I feel like nothing will ever happen?
You know what? I don't know. You start looking, and I agree with you. You start looking at all this stuff that they started to uncover and realize and whatever, and he hasn't been penalized at all for any of this stuff. So we'll see exactly what happens. That what they have to understand, the law and Congress, we're not stupid out here. We really aren't. We see what you're doing, so don't. Well, you know what I'm going to say. Pee on my leg and say it's raining. What is the most successful? It seems like I'm quizzing you guys. What is the most successful movie love song of all time?
Is it from
Bodyguard?
No.
Bodyguard, no. Is it from that one with Patrick Swayze?
No.
Was that Ghost or whatever that was? Or can't remember the name of that. Most popular love song from a movie.
Of all time.
All time. Oh, wow.
Well, let's see. I could give you, it's a male and a female. So
I Got You, Babe by I Got You, Babe by Sonny and Cher. No.
Diana Ross, Lionel Richie, Endless Love.
Oh, big song.
From the movie of the same name.
Wow.
Huge of all time, my friend. See, you learn something here sometimes. By the way, speaking of movies, Scream 6 won the box office with $44 million.
Scream 6 won it?
Now you look at Scream 6 with $44 million. Hey, they won. Here's Ant-Man. And all of a sudden, it $140 million, and it underperformed. Yeah, you kiss my butt. All right. Oscar, the controversy continues with Angela Bassett apparently shading some of Jamie Lee Curtis. They were in the same category as far as the Oscars last night. They were all sitting on the front row. Everybody stood. Everybody applauded except Angela Bassett. And she's catching a whole bunch of heck for it today. Brandon Fraser got some shade for wearing a fat suit in the movie Whale. And it's like, well, he has to do that, or they have to find an actor big like that in the beginning. And Marlon Brando's dead. So they didn't, it didn't
Plus,
happen.
think about this. He was portraying a 600-pound individual. There are those individuals out there, because you can see that TV show, My 600-Pound Life. But what would his health be like if he actually gained enough weight to do that role? without having to wear a fat suit. People in that situation, when they have that much weight on their body, every organ in their body is being strained. Yeah,
that's terrible. And he played a good guy as far as the role, the whale. But 600-pound gay guy. Woo. How much of a life do you have? Viola Davis was great in The Woman King. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that as yet.
I have not.
It is a great movie, and it won a whole bunch of pre-Oscar awards. Viola was left out of the Oscar mentions, and I don't understand that. I don't understand. That was a fantastic movie, won all types of awards before the Oscars, but she wasn't even nominated. And I say the same for the star of the movie, Till, who played the mom, Emmett Till's mom. It didn't get any nominations at all. So I look at last night as payback. Remember when people weren't showing up because of no diversity at the Oscars? I think a year or two ago, it was nobody black was nominated at all. And then they had crazy rich Asians.
Yeah.
And this year, it seems that Indians from India and the Asians picked up. But, I can't say anything. The movies were great that they were associated with. What can you say?
One movie that probably came out too late to be a part of it, and I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things about it, was Meet Mr. Otto, or whatever it's Otto.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that'll be next year because I hear really good things about that movie.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tom Hanks is pretty decent in most of the stuff he does.
I can only say one thing. That's your Hollywood update, baby.
There you go. And Top Gun only got one award from what I understand. It was more of a technical thing as opposed to actor, actress.
See, did you pick up that they didn't, you get the feeling they're not big Tom, Cruise fans.
Tom Cruise fans, you're right.
And they had the folks up there in a special booth, little area where the stars that were in Top Gun, they were sitting down with everybody else. They were up above them in the little area. So,
have you seen Top Gun 2 or whatever it's called, Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen it a couple times. It just didn't do it for me. I mean, some of the aerial shots with the planes and all, and I don't know how much of that is real versus CGI.
A ton of it is CGI.
Because it's interesting, but overall, the storyline, it was just so. It was as cheeseball as the first one.
That the best moment in that movie.
Yeah.
When Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer got together.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And that was, and I think Val passed right after that.
That's right, he did pass.
So for those, he passed before the movie was released, so that when it was released and they saw Val Kilmer, and that part got to me. That was kind of sad because they were buddies.
Here's one part of that movie that it was reflective of the original Top Gun, where Tom Cruise is riding the motorcycle and racing the jet that is taking off, and a big smile on his face, like he's going to try to race the jet. And I'm like, didn't we see this the last Top Gun movie? To me, that was just cheeseball.
Well, yeah, and didn't Tom have trouble with Val and a couple of other folks, like he had trouble with Goose's son in this particular episode? So
something like that.
I agree. I mean, it had the name and it had the recognition of being Top Gun, but other than that, it just kind of floated along. I agree with you. Special effects, maybe, but the rest of the movie was kind of,
Let's just say there will not be a Top Gun 3. That's my anticipation. That's my prediction. Okay, we got to get to Dumbass Joke of the Day. Who's ready for this?
Me.
We have 3 very cheesy jokes. We call upon Ron to pick one of the cheesy jokes. So get ready, as Ron is about to pick his cheese. All right. I like when Ron picks his cheese. It's one of my favorite parts of the show.
Do it with gusto.
Here we go. 3 cheesy jokes to pick from. Number 1, fast fathers. Number 2, the attorney. Number 3, man in love. The fast fathers, the attorney, man in love. Oh, what's it going to be? Pick your cheese.
I'm thinking about the Fast and the Furious, so let's go with Fast Fathers.
Okay, here we go. 3 kids are arguing whose dad is the fastest. At lunch, one kid says, hey, my dad's fastest because he's a bricklayer, and even when he drops a brick from the 5th floor, he can run to the ground level and be there to catch it before it hits. Second kid says, not bad, but my dad is faster. He's a professional archer. Bow and arrow. When he shoots an arrow at a bullseye, he can reach it before the arrow does. Third kid says, that's kind of fast, but not as fast as my dad. My dad works at the Oklahoma State Capitol as a state employee. He finishes work at 5 p.m., but he can get home by 2:30. Come on now. Hey, Oklahoma State workers. Hello.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, okay.
I call it the Congress of the Midwest.
There you go. Yeah.
Got the same type of people.
They're doing such a fine job over there.
I love the way they stand
great
up.
Great job, aren't they?
Well, I don't like these drag shows either. You know, the kids don't need to learn about men having babies. This was the governor saying this, babies and everything else. And I'm thinking, who's saying that?
Yeah, where's that coming from anyway? I've never heard that. Okay, here. Oh, I got another one for you to kind of lighten the load. There's a wealthy attorney. He's riding along in his limousine when he notices two guys alongside the road, and these guys are eating grass growing in the field near the road. Well, this attorney has his driver immediately stop, and he jumps out and he says to the two guys, hey, why are you eating grass? And they say, well, we're poor, very poor. We have no money for food, so we have to eat grass. The lawyer says, look, you come with me to my house and I will feed you. They get in the limo and off they go. And one of the guys says to the wealthy attorney, wow, sir, you really are kind. Thank you for taking us with you. And the attorney says, glad to do it. You'll really love my place. The grass is almost a foot high. Okay, come on now. That's not bad.
Lord,
slipping.
All right. I got one more. It's a quickie for you. All right. You want a quick one?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Who doesn't?
An enormously wealthy 65-year-old man, 65 years old, very wealthy, falls in love with a young woman in her 20s, and he's contemplating proposing.
Ooh.
He says, do you think she'd marry me if I tell her I'm 45? And the friend says, your chances are better if you tell her you're 90. See, come on now, you figured it out.
Yeah.
No bell on that one.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, thank you. By the way, Muhammad.
He gets touchy about the bell.
Muhammad Juman is watching today, too. Hey, Muhammad, thank you so much for checking out the Jack and Ron podcast. Roy Lucas is checking us out, too. #1 video podcast.
Hey, there you go, Roy.
Yeah, Roy, what's up? #1 video. Roy is, by the way, Roy, the movie guy. The podcast is the #1 video podcast in America, and people all over the world are watching it and checking it out. And I wanted to point out, too, I got all this paperwork in front of me, but the fact of the matter is you can see and hear the podcast on Spotify. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Richard has the info. If you go to Spotify on Wednesday, that's when it gets loaded on Spotify. And the video is on Spotify as well.
Yes.
You can check it out there.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. Oh, you know what? I'm trying to remember who told me they saw it on YouTube. Oh, one of the ladies that works, her name is Tony, because right after Tribond, we do Too Tough Trivia, wrap it up, and get out of here. So Tribond today, we give you 3 words. You got to come up with 1 word that works with the 3. Your answer must match. Even Richard got that one, meaning.
You know what? I want to just step back for a minute, because when Richard gets it, it's a sign of that it was that easy. I think Richard's an intelligent person. He had to put some.
It's back up, though. Go ahead.
It is? Okay.
Okay.
We're back up. We'll drop for just a moment.
All right. Who did the actor who won the very first Best Actor Oscar lose to? I said he won it. That's because they gave it to him, but he actually came in second. He did not win it by the vote.
I'm just gonna say Charlton Heston, because I can't think of any old actors.
No, sir.
Okay.
That's not it. Emil Jannings, you don't know. Who he was in the movie Wings. A long time. I think this was like 1920s, 1930s.
Well, no wonder I didn't get it.
All right. Now, who did he initially lose to?
I don't know.
I'll put it this way.
Charlie Chaplin.
No, it wasn't human.
Oh. Mighty Mouse.
No. Mighty Mouse. No, he actually lost to an animal, but the Academy, wanting to get some credibility, said, we better award this to a human.
My Little Pony.
Think about way back then in the, late 20s, early 30s. What animal was really smoking that really
Fury
was popular? No.
Fury? No.
Mickey Mouse.
No.
Mickey Mouse? Oh, that's a good one. Mickey Mouse.
No, that's not it. I'm going to just go ahead and give it to you.
Who was it?
Rin Tin Tin.
Oh, Rin Tin Tin. Yeah, the service dog.
Yep. Rin Tin Tin received the most votes for Best Actor in the very first Oscars. Emil Jannings, who was in the movie Wings, came in second, but they said, well, give it to him.
Because they didn't want to give the award to a dog.
Yeah, because that
Today they would have.
That first one, that's their first Oscar ceremony, so they wanted to have it some credibility. Yeah, you look at last night, they had that mule out there and the cocaine bear. I've got to see that movie.
They would have given it to an animal this year. I mean, if Rin Tin Tin won. And what was Rin Tin Tin's, the little kid that was Rin Tin Tin's master? Rusty. Yeah, Rusty was the kid.
Yeah. Now that's
how did Rusty get into the military?
That's one Rin Tin Tin. We're talking about the Rin Tin Tin from about 20 or 30 years before. He got into it because one of his relatives or friend was head of that particular troop.
Very well. Okay, we got to wrap this thing up
already.
And yeah, it's time to go, man. And we keep getting this. We're having a little glitch in our video, are we not?
Yeah, it's just back up and moving, but
and then it kills, and then it starts back up.
All right, well,
sorry about that. We'll get out of here.
Let's jump on it.
Remember, when you go out to do what you do, oh, by the way, thanks to Flasholr, check out flasholr.com. Find out about transporting merchandise if you need to move a couch, a sofa, or whatever. And also check out Othello's Italian Restaurant. We do the show from Othello's in Edmond every week. They open at 4 o'clock daily. They've got a store or a restaurant on Campus Corner in Norman, and, of course, this one in the heart of downtown.
Okay, and don't forget, too, you have something you want to say to us, you can actually say it by giving us a call at 405-509, and that's 5030.
Is it 509? 5030?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I had the wrong number written down here for a moment. Okay, anyway, we got to get out of here. So when you go out to do what you do it like Jack and Ron. Be the best at what you do, okay? Don't diddle around. Don't dig around. Go ahead and be the best at what you do, like Jack and Ron. Be the very best at what you do.
Everything, everywhere, all the time.
Yeah, go out there, give it 110, 120, 130% effort, like Jack and Ron. Go out there, give it hell.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Good day.